What if I told you that you could map out an entire human life, the ambition, the struggles, the big wins, and what it all means, using just 50 core words? Well, that is the incredible idea we are going to dive into today, a kind of vocabulary for the journey of life. So let's get started.
I mean, think about that for a second. Is it even possible? Could a small handful of ideas really capture the whole essence of what it means to be human? Well, that's exactly the premise we're exploring, a core set of words that can build a story we can all relate to.
And this is where it all kicks off. This one sentence launches a story that, honestly, we can all see a bit of ourselves in. It's the starting line of a journey, and it's powered by that little fire inside us that makes us wonder, what's just over the horizon?
So that brings us to the main idea here, what we're going to call pillar words. Just think of them as the absolute essential building blocks, right? They're like the steel beams that hold up the entire story of our personal growth and our search for meaning.
Yep, just 50. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 50 seems like a tiny number to capture something as messy and complicated as a life. But as we're about to see, these concepts are so powerful, so connected, that they're really all you need to sketch out a full, meaningful story.
Okay, so to make sense of these 50 words, we're going to break them down into 4 clear stages. It's kind of like a classic hero's journey, you'll see. We've got the spark, which gets it all going, the struggle, which is where things get real, the strength we build along the way, and finally, the success we're all aiming for.
All right, let's start at the very beginning with that ambitious start, the spark. This whole first part is about what's going on inside our heads and hearts, that initial bolt of energy that pushes us out the door and gets us moving. And it all begins with this word right here, ambition. This is the engine. And notice, it's not just a wish. The key phrase here is a strong desire. This is the why behind everything. It's what ignites the whole journey and gives it a direction. But ambition doesn't just pop up on its own, right? It needs fuel. And that's where these words come in. Curiosity makes us ask, hey, what if? Imagination helps us picture what's possible. A dream gives us a target to shoot for. Passion gives us the emotional horsepower. And hope, well, hope is what keeps us going when things get tough.
Of course, no good story is just a straight, easy road. Once we get going, we're guaranteed to hit the second stage, the struggle. This is where the real work happens. This is where character gets built.
Now, this is so important. Fear isn't presented here as a stopping point. It's a catalyst. It's that awful feeling in the pit of your stomach that actually calls for courage. The big takeaway is this. You don't even get a chance to be courageous unless you feel fear first. They need each other.
And here's another brilliant pairing. Failure isn't the end of the book, it's just a tough chapter. It's that moment of falling short that actually demands perseverance. Every single failure becomes a lesson that teaches you how to keep going, how to get back up and push forward.
So, okay, how do we actually survive this struggle? Well, we're given a toolkit. Effort is just the raw power you put in. Discipline is what makes sure that effort isn't wasted. Patience is what lets you stick it out for the long haul. Sacrifice is about being willing to give things up for the goal. And commitment, that's the promise you make to yourself to see it all the way through.
And when you put it all together, you realize that growth isn't some random accident. It's a process. It's actually a formula. Step 1, you face the tough stuff. Step 2, you use those tools, effort and discipline. Step 3, you gain real-world experience from doing that. And the result? The final step? Growth. It's inevitable.
All that growth leads us right into our next stage, the strength. See, after you've gone through those trials, you're just not the same person. You've built something inside you, an inner toughness. And it's this strength that lets you finally find your true purpose and reach the final stage, success.
Now, obviously, success is a huge piece of the puzzle. It's finally getting what you set out to get. It's achieving that initial ambition. But as we're about to see, what you gain from the journey is so much deeper than just crossing the finish line.
Because the struggle doesn't just get you a result, it forges your character. This is the real prize. This is the inner strength you carry with you. You develop integrity. You become someone who does the right thing. You learn to take responsibility. You earn respect and you learn to give it. And you build connections through kindness and trust. These are the things that truly last.
And all of that character building leads directly to wisdom. And look closely at the definition, based on experience. This has nothing to do with being book smart. It's that deep understanding you get only by living through it all. The good, the bad, especially the failures. This wisdom is the foundation of your strength.
And once you have that strength and that hard-earned wisdom, that's when you discover your purpose. Think about it. You started the journey with ambition, a desire to get something. But you end it by understanding your why, the real reason you're doing any of it in the first place.
And really, this is what it all adds up to, finding meaning. It's that profound sense of value you feel when you look back at the initial spark, the brutal struggle, the strength you built, and you realize that all of it, every single piece, added up to a life that mattered.
So there you have it. These are the pillar words, the vocabulary for a life's journey. We've been given the building blocks, but the final, and really the only question that matters, is for you. Now that you have the tools, what story are you going to build?